Right guys, I've done it. There's my Backscene. Now, this is the one I've actually used. Bring it into view. It's the ID Scenes Series 205 Retail Pack. 10 foot 9 inches. You can actually see there's actually two of them on there. The top one's the school, the bottom one's the retail pack. So that's what I've actually used for the Backscene. This is what she looks like. I'll just take you to the length. There you go. So I've gone for the actual school on this one. I'll be honest, I have filmed this before, but my memory card got corrupt. So it is what it is. So I can't actually show you me actually gluing it up or anything. I did originally use the other Backscene, but to be honest, I think I got too much glue on the wood and it wrinkled up worse than Nora Batty's stockings. So off it came. Round two, try again, never be beaten, and this is what I've managed to end up with. So this is actually the ID Scenes background, and as you can see, it's a school. So we'll get it dressed and then you can take a look at that. Right then, so we're back now. There you go, there's got the buildings on it. And I like the way, as you look, you can see the buildings from the Backscene poking out just above the tops. Yes, it does look quite a bit of green between the buildings, but I'm looking at that as being a field. Once I've got a little bit of fencing in front of it and a bit of bushes and stuff like that, I think it'll look fine. Take it a little bit further. Now then, as you can see, I've actually built a fueling point just there. So with no further ado, we'll take you over and we'll see what I did to end up with that. So we'll go have a look at that now. Right guys, I have just received an engaged kit for the layout. This will be for Swade's pond, and it's the ratio oil tanks. So I'll show you that. So the reason I've got this kit, I need to know the footprint for Swade's pond. Then I can decide where I'm going to put it, get it built up, and we'll get it on the layout. But I need to plan where I'm putting things at the minute. In order to do that, I need to build a few items up. So this will be one of the items. So let's see what's in the package. So there's the instructions. So that's a it's a basic kit, but it looks nice enough. So let's have a look. So two screws, exactly the same as you can see. So that's going to be the floor. Do it side by side. So two of those by the side will give me my footprint. So I suppose we're going to have to build it up next. So we'll have a go at that in a minute. Right then, the first thing I've actually done is I've just cut out the bases. I've made a little template, so this will be my template. As you can see, that fits on there nicely. So that is going to be my template for where the tanks go. Just draw a line down the middle. So these will be my tanks. I think that will do for now actually. So now I can take these to the layout and we'll decide where we're going to put it. So that can go over to the layout. These, I'm not going to show how to build these. Very simple. It's just got a top and a bottom that needs to be glued on. Two end caps. That's going to be the base that the tanker sits on. And then it's just glued onto there. You can see you actually got a drain at that end, so got to bear that in mind. I've got an end for the drain, they'll probably go like that. Pipe work, two tanks, as we've just seen in the instructions. It's a nice simple kit, it'll look nice when it's built. going to build it separately. I've got brickwork here to paint. Excuse me. Not sure if I'm going to paint it, if I'm going to use printed brickwork yet. That's something I'll have to think about there. So when we get back, hopefully it'll actually be built up and we'll see how it looks. So bye for now. Right then, just a little update on the ratio oil tanks. I have been doing a little bit of work behind the scenes. I know originally my plan was to do a footprint side by side, just like the drawing, and I've changed my mind. I'm actually going to do it lengthways. So what I've done, I've made a little retaining wall that goes around them. All fuel tanks need to have a retaining wall. Got the bases made, all weathered. So these will just simply slip in here. Still got the capping stones to put on, but I haven't done that yet. And I found myself just a little hut. I had to cut the end off because it had a chimney on originally, so I put a bit of card over. What I'm going to use is the same brick I've actually used on there. The brick I'm using is this brick paper, and it's made by them. That's what I've actually been using. Very nice brick paper actually. It's very thin paper, very thin, but it works well. So I've got that to paint the windows, paint the door, put the brick paper on. As you can see, already painted the roof, so the roof's done. So it's going to look something like that. Now the old tanks themselves, as you can see, originally they were black with two little inserts on them. I've done an alteration. I made it one. Oh, can't get it in focus. So it's just a simple, and that's what I've done. On the back of it we will have a ladder. So they're both done. See if I can bring it into focus. There you go. See the railings on it properly now. So I've got them to paint. So I just thought I'd give you a quick catch up on how I'm getting on with this building. So hopefully next time it'll be on a little bit more further. So we'll catch up with you later. Bye for now. Right then, I've actually finally just about finished off these actual oil tanks that I've been building. So that's the original kit. It's the ratio 315. It's an N-gauge oil tanks kit. And this is what I've built. As you can see, I've actually got the ladders on the back. I've got the handrails around. We've got some pipe work in there. Pipe work comes from the building. We'll flip it around. There's a little pump house on the end. So for the tops of the walls, I've literally just used what I had spare from the retaining walls. All I've done is I've just cut it a bit thinner so it actually fits. Right, this pipe work here, try and bring it back into focus. There you go. That, all I've actually used is a paper clip. I'll show you what I've done. Simple is just a standard old paper clip. I've just actually bought it out, bent it out, straightened it up with a bit of pliers, and then I've just primed it and painted it, and I've just bent it into shape. Same thing here, the guttering on the building, that is all just a paper clip painted. Now then, for the actual railings on the top, which I don't know if you can see properly, there you go, the railings on the top. And of course the ladders, what I've actually used for that is this little kit here. I've actually used the ratio laddering 218, and that is what you actually get in it. You get two ladders, you get this little framework here. That is what I've actually used. All I've literally done is bent it round to form some railings, and that is all I've actually done. That is the additional bits I've done on there. So as you can see, it's quite well weathered up. All I've got to do left is weather up all this stonework. I need to put a little bit of matte varnish because I can see a little bit of glossy glue on there. But essentially that's not bad. Just need to add a few weathering powders to it. Maybe give them tanks a little bit of a stain and a little bit of a weathering, and the brickwork underneath. Apart from that, we're going to call that just about done. I'm going to leave the weathering till I've got a few more buildings done and we start hammering down to the scenics. So there you go guys, that is what I've built so far. So next time you see this, it'll be on the layout. So this is going to be my hard standing. What I've done is, I've levelled it up here with a bit of cardboard, and then I'm going to put a cardboard template on the top. And then what I've done, to get this distance, to make the template, I've just simply put a piece of paper on the top, then you rub it like that, just like that. Get me tracks, just like that. Then I'm going to also go into the side and again rub round, something like that. Right, all full of creases now. I don't know if you can see all those creases. Then we'll get a pair of scissors. Right, we've got a pair of scissors. First thing I'm going to do is try just trying to cut along the creases. So in theory, that'll be my first piece. We know that's going to end. That's going to go in and end there. Goes in somewhere there. Just like that. Right, I'm gonna go level with that track. So I'm just gonna go straight along that where that track is marked. So you get the idea. See how that's starting to fit now. And we'll cut this track out. So a little bit of trimming, but you can see that's how you can get this. Oh, I'll have to go a little bit longer there, aren't I? Let's do it that little bit longer. I didn't realise the rail was that long. Right, let's just go bang, bang, bang. Right. Oops, sorry, knocking you about now. Right, in theory, this should as you can see, that is roughly where I want my template. That still needs a bit of trimming there, as you can see, But you get the idea, guys. That's roughly how I make it. Once I'm happy with the paper template, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount it on a bit of card. So that's the card we've used. Dog biscuit. I actually like this card. The idea then, we know that's the direction we want. So we turn it upside down, glue it onto the card, so that when it's the right way, it'll flip back over, it'll be right. So really, I want to glue it onto the side with the dog. So you glue it on that side, so when it flips back over, it'll sit right, and you've got a nice cardboard base. So that's essentially how I cut out a template. It's a bit of testing, it's only paper. If you're not happy with a template, do it again. You can always do the template in parts and then make a full template from that one. So what have I done next? Right, so I've glued the card on, and you've guessed it, I've just primed it grey. So we'll take a look at that. Right then, so we'll have a look and we'll see how this fits. So first things first, get the bridge back in. That goes something like that. You see on this bit, again I made a separate template there, and that's for the bridge. So this will drop in something like that. Won't glue it down yet. Essentially that's what it's going to look like when it's glued down. I've also done a centre aisle. That will go between my tracks, about there. I've used a slightly thinner card for that one. I've actually used a cereal packet. It's probably about half the thickness of the original card. But there you go. So that's my next job. Get this done. So what have I got to do next? Well, I've got a road coming in here, and I want that to curve round. So we're going to curve that round. I'm going to give that a different grey. And then we'll have probably a little bit of edging there. This side I'm going to have a pavement coming round. So I've got a pavement to put on this side. And then I'm going to put some fencing around here. And then that will be the little yard. Something I've been working on. Nowhere near finished yet. But for the yard, we've also got the old crane. My idea is that when they've got locos or they've got some stock and they need to carry it off on the back of the trucks, on the yard it's simply just going to come up here and get a low loader in there, and away she goes. Job's a carrot. So that's what we're looking at the minute, guys. So the next stage is I need to mark this road off. Need to go darker grey on the road. Then we'll get it all glued down. Then we'll mess around with the pavement. We'll get that glued down, get it painted, and then we'll give it all the weathering. So we'll come back and later on and see how we get on with that. Right guys, what we've done is I made a template deciding what the curve of the road's going to look like. You can see I've stuck it down, cut it out. This is where I am going to put the gates. The gates won't be there, sorry. Gates will probably be here, because I want a little bit of road coming up here, but that will be based from the tarmac, so that I'm not really worried about. So the gates will be here, and that'll be where it comes in. So this all needs to be the road. So we're going to mix some paint up and we're going to crack on. Right, not sure how this is going to work out. So I've got an AV of Vallejo black grey. Slap some of that in there. What else have I got in here? I've got some German grey. We'll slap a bit of that in as well. Right, remember these? Probably storage boxes. I'm going to use them on this. That can go there. Right, here we go. Slap it in. Not really worried about me board. So I could put a bit under there, couldn't I? Do the job properly. There we go. See how I'm starting to get a few little patches now. Just taking it off a bit, taking it back to grey. Right, we're going to let that dry. And that's going to be my road. That should dry a little bit more lighter. It's got a little bit of texture in the road from what I can see. So we'll take it away, we'll let that dry, clean it off, and see what she looks like when she comes back. Right guys, we're back now, and this is what I've got so far. Got the roads in, put a circle of paper there, got some curbstones in here. What I've used is this. Right, this is the Scenic pavement kit. That's what it looks like. That's actually curb edges. It's quite nice to work with actually. So this is what we've got so far. So we're going to take this away now, and we're going to get some greys painted, and we're going to do the pavement. And so that's all the pavement painted. So what we're going to do next, I think the next stage is we'll get this glued onto the layout, I suppose. Alright guys, I've got the bridge in place, the hard standing in place, the road I've painted, I've toned down with a bit of a grey wash. As you can see, I've put the hard standing down, put a few washes on there as well, giving it a little bit of muck, so that's coming along nicely. And now the back scene, I've just washed the whole of that cobble. Now the trick is, if you're going to do a wash, put on water first. I mean, my water is very mucky. Look at that, filthy. But it doesn't matter. Trick is, get it wet first, then put your wash on. Then, if you think you got too much wash on, you get a bit of kitchen towel, take some of the water out your brush, go over with your brush again. The brush will then actually soak up some of the moisture. And by actually putting on the brown onto this cobblestone, you can actually see now how it's all tied it together. Let's bring it over to here. Really see how it's tied it together there. Doesn't look so in your face, and that's what it's all about. That's why I've done an overall wash. It still looks grey. It's now got a hint of brown in there. What else have I done? Come over to here, giving this a slight wash as well. Put a little bit more of a wash over the ballast as well. Try to darken that down a touch. So we're cracking on now a bit, guys. I'm not sure where I'm going to go next. I don't know if if I'm going to concentrate on my buildings, the fencing, or the grassing. I don't know. I mean, I might even start this area. We might even start on the bottom. I've got all that to do. Thoughts, eh? Well, when we come back, we'll see what I've decided to do. But for now, this is what I've actually done, and we'll leave it there. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, guys, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.